So how do you test for radon? Well, let's find out. In this short video, we're going to discuss what radon is, the very basics. There are the two types of radon tests that are out there, 4 ways to test, how to test for radon generally, how to test for radon if you're in the middle of a real estate transaction, and how you can find out your radon level. So what is radon? It's a cancer-causing radioactive soil gas. Can't see, smell, or taste it, but it could be a problem in your home. And the only way to know if you have high radon is to do a test. So there's really two types of radon tests. There is a passive radon test, which is basically a radon test kit. There's a few different kinds, but passive radon test is a test with a kit. Or you could do an active radon test, and that'd be a test with a radon testing machine called a continuous radon monitor. Either one can provide good results, accurate results, as long as you follow the directions. So there's 4 ways to test for radon principally. You could do a long-term test kit. Advantage of that, it's very high accuracy. It has a moderate cost, $25, like on Amazon. Disadvantage is it takes at least 90 days to get the results. So a long-term test kit is 90 days or longer. So that's the disadvantage with that. You have to wait quite a while. You could do a short-term test kit. Accuracy of those also high. The cost is somewhat less, around $15 typically. And you know that those test kits are good, especially if you're testing for your own interest or your own health. They may not be suitable, not something you could use in a real estate transaction. You could also buy and use a consumer-grade radon monitor. These can be high accuracy as well, especially if you get a good one. Cost around $200, and that's really the disadvantage is the cost. You do get, of course, continual measurements of radon in your home, so you get a lot more information than you would from a test kit, and you know something you would have for forever. And then, last but not least, you can get a short-term test from a professional. Someone like our company will come out with a machine. They're very accurate tests. Typically cost between $75 and $150. The disadvantage of these tests is that they're high cost. You may need this kind of a test if you're in the middle of a real estate transaction. It might be the only option that really works for your circumstances there. So officially, what's the process for testing for radon? The EPA says you start with a short-term radon test as a kind of an initial screening. And if it comes back at less than 4 picocuries per liter, which is how they measure radon, then take no action, then you're done. If it comes up between 4 and 10, then you should probably do a confirmation test, either with a short-term or a long-term test. Or if it comes back over 10, then they recommend you perform a short-term confirmation test to confirm your high radon levels. Basically, you don't want to wait around another 90 days if you have higher radon like that. And then if that confirmation test is high, get radon mitigation. If the confirmation test is below 4, after that first one was above 4, then you'd average the two tests, and if the average is high, then they recommend getting the radon mitigation done. And in the alternative, you could perform a single test with a continuous radon monitor, like I mentioned, from a local company. Now, the standards differ in a real estate transaction. In that case, you could do it the same way. You could do a sequential test as just described. The disadvantage of that is typically everybody's in a pretty big hurry on a real estate transaction, so normally people don't want to do that. Because of that, they offer the option of doing a simultaneous test, where 2 short-term test kits are conducted simultaneously as a workaround for how long that sequential test takes. And what they say is if they're both high, then then you're going to need radon mitigation. If they're both low, then you don't. And if one's high and the other's low, then the average the results and act accordingly to the average. Or you could, of course, hire a professional to do a test with a professional radon monitor for your real estate transaction. And in that case, the results of that one test can be relied upon in making mitigation decisions and negotiation decisions in your real estate deal. So how do you find out your radon levels? Well, you could get a test kit from Amazon or the local hardware store. They're about $15. And test kits are accurate as long as you follow the directions. You could check with your local county extension office whether they have kits you can purchase. When they have them, they're usually discounted versus retail for about $10. You could request a test kit from us for only $5. And the reason we do that is we think everybody should find out what their radon levels are. And cost shouldn't be a hindrance to that. We buy them in bulk and pass that savings on to you. And we also know that if you have a good experience with us and getting your radon test done and are happy with how that goes, if you have high radon, then you'll give us a chance to possibly fix that high radon for you, but there's no obligation for that. And last but not least, you could call us or another local radon testing company to come out and give you a test with a professional radon monitor. And those tests are great. You get the results quickly and you get more information in the report, but they do cost 5 to 10 times as much as typically the cost of doing a test with a radon test kit. So if you're not in a big hurry in a real estate transaction, the kit is certainly a more economical option. If you have any questions about that, could be about radon in general, radon testing, how to fix high radon, or maybe you already have radon test results and you just want to talk to somebody about those. Give us a call at that number or visit us on our website. Or maybe you're ready to do a radon test and you'd like to request a $5 test kit. You can go to that URL there on the screen or click the link below this video and request your $5 test kit. I'd be glad to get that sent out to you. But either way, I'd be glad to help you. If you have any questions, give us a call.